wealth management industry has undergone significant transformation over the past decade, driven by rapid advancements in AI and other emerging technologies. Now, traditionally, wealth management has been a highly personalized service, relying on human expertise to provide financial advice, portfolio management, and investment strategies. However, the integration of AI and other technologies is reshaping the landscape, offering new opportunities for efficiency, personalization, and accessibility. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Analytics Insight podcast, where we talk about the ever evolving tech space. And I'm your host, Priya Dialani. As AI tools become increasingly accessible, they are being integrated into almost every facet of the wealth management industry, reshaping how advisors, broker dealers, and firms manage their operations and growth strategies. Today, we have Kamal Kishore, Chief AI and Technology Officer of Centricity WealthTech, to give insights on how not only enhances operational efficiency, provides a competitive edge by offering personalized services that meet the evolving needs of the wealth management industry. Hi, Kamal, how are you doing?
Hi Priya, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me in here. Excited to share my experiences and point of views.
Definitely. We are glad to have you on our podcast today, Kamal, and we are going to talk about the role of technology in the wealth management industry. It's a fast-moving industry, and of course, AI is playing a very important role here. But before we dive deeper into a conversation, let's set the stage and the foundation of our today's discussion by helping our listeners understand about Centricity Wealth Tech. So, if you could give a brief about the company and its specialization, it would be great.
Sure. Priya, in a nutshell, Centricity is a tech wealth management platform. So this company was conceptualized and founded by experienced private wealth managers with a strong focus on alignment of interest, seamless digital execution and assessment of portfolio, open architecture and product selection, and advanced portfolio analytics and holistic overview across asset class. The business was built to empower financial professionals and family offices to help them manage investments of their own the way they want with a purpose and build better portfolios. The goal was also to bring in democratization and consistency of family offices experience across geographies with focus on remote areas. Our core endeavor is to deliver a futuristic wealth OS payer that can simplify wealth management. And I feel very proud to share that, so far in our journey, we have built some really amazing industry first capabilities, which include having a built in scalable portfolio management capability that helps investment professional to provide better guidance. They can use this capability to provide unified view and leverage AI to validate data and provide valuable insights for better decision making. The users can see the wealth in full view. We have got some state of the art data visualizations for unified reporting, deep multi-asset aggregations, that provides network tracking across currency, jurisdictions, and asset classes. The users have the power to do advanced performance analytics, understand the exposures, track the risk, and also do general ledger capabilities and investment accounting systems. We have the capabilities of wealth intelligence that help them to build clarity across allocations, liquidity, and cash flow. Document intelligence is one of the biggest pain point in wealth management, and we have built in this capability as at core that helps our users to capture and manage their documents through an automated workflow. We also have built-in document vault that can help them automate alternative investment data extraction, parse it, and build workflow management that help them seamlessly aggregate data of various investments from disparate systems, portal, and document. In a nutshell, we have built an investment technology platform that helps users to build multi-asset rebalancing, do trade order management, and a platform that supports open architecture for product marketplace, which enables our user to get access to complete product universe without biasness. That's the core.
That was an insightful overview, Kamal, and thank you for sharing that. And I'm really glad to hear how centricity is driving such a profound impact in the wealth management industry and building a true wealth operating system. Let's dive a bit deeper into your role and journey as well, Kamal. You are a seasoned data and AI leader with over 22 years of hands on experience in building scalable, impactful AI and tech platforms across diverse domains such as consumer internet, travel, and investment banking. So we would like to know more about you, Kamal. How has your journey been till date, and what exactly is your role at Centricity today?
At Centricity, Priya, I'm working as a Chief and Engineering Officer, wherein I'm accountable for end-to-end platform outcomes, which include reliability, speed, security, and explainability, so that our advisors and families actually feel the difference. Our goal is simple: compress the time from signal to client conversation without losing trust. This will involve evolving current tech platform, build advanced, AI capabilities, and evolved this to an AI first enterprise wealth platform. While doing this thing, we are not seeing it as another AI feature, but building as an integrated core foundational capability. My goal is to have this as the first platform for wealth management with AI at the core. We are very cognizant of the fact that our platform is solving today's use cases by leveraging existing generational models. But at the same time, we know that AI is changing at a very fast rate, and that's why we are designing a platform that's modular and nimble that can adapt quickly as the newer capabilities of AI and advanced ML models emerge. To achieve this, we have structured our capabilities across three core pillars, Priya. One is data and knowledge fabric, wherein we are creating a unified client graph to connect financial holdings, goals, and behavior across structured and unstructured data. The second is to build co-pilots. We are building AI modules that will act as research co-pilot for relationship managers, will help them surface market signals, portfolio drifts, and personal recommendation in real time. And third, which is very, very important, is to build an AI responsible AI framework, which will have embedding privacy, explainability, and human oversight so that every AI output is auditable and trusted. So since you asked about my role, we are taking a pragmatic approach wherein we are starting with internal productivity use cases, drive AI and build AI to drive seamless onboarding, drive research synthesis, and implement compliance checks. And then we are focusing to extend these goals to client-facing advisory experiences. My goal here is very, very simple: compress the time from signal to client conversation while ensuring our platform can evolve as fast as the AI models powering it. Previously, Priya, I've been fortunate to spend 2 years in the industry, wherein I was responsible to build some of the large scale platforms across Fortune hundreds as well as the scale ups and startups in India as well as globally out of India in US, UK, and Europe. And most recently, I was working with Tata Digital, where I was heading AI engineering solutions for the Tata Digital Group.
Definitely, and thank you so much, Kishore, for helping us understand more about your role. And I'm really amazed to hear how your experience and expertise of over 2 decades is really tied to the larger vision of the company and the kind of impact you are creating with that strong leadership. Now, moving ahead, I think in the realms of derivatives trading, particularly in options and futures, AI is making a profound impact. Now, options and futures are, I think, they're very complex financial instruments that require sophisticated strategies, risk management, and real time decision making. AI, with its ability to process vast amounts of data, can identify patterns and executing the trades at lightning speed. So, all of this is changing how these instruments are traded, managed, and optimized. So, we have moved from generic financial advice to deeply personalized wealth journeys. I think that's because of thanks to AI. How is AI enabling this shift towards hyper personalization?
Yeah, Priya. So when we talk about personalization, I think it's a very convoluted term in the current scheme of things, right? Because personalization has been used in multiple contexts. For me and at Centricity, we are very clear what a personalization means. So personalization means how we can making the life of our users simple, right? And let me just give you a context in terms of the user personas that are on our platform. For example, if you take any large family office or an ultra high, net worth individual, for them the complexity is a norm, right? They have multiple entities. They have investment in different currencies and jurisdictions. They have investment, sitting across multiple advisors, multiple asset class, and in so many in different types of instruments and the products. For them, getting the sense of the investment at one place, understanding what the risks are, understanding what the value is a challenge. So here the personalization is, how well my platform can understand their portfolio, give them a unified view, and help them uncover the signals which otherwise was not traditionally possible by the traditional software. This is personalization to my ultra high net worth individual or the family office customer. Similarly, for my advisors, if you know the advisors, they are mostly, single person entrepreneurs, who are, focused to drive value for their customers. And for them, the time is scarce. What we want them to do is that, how they can maximize their output, how they can, connect with multiple customers and offload some of that operational effort to the AI, which means we are helping them to create personalized meeting notes, emails into a single page brief and surface prioritized actions so that they can connect with the client and document the conversation verbatim. Similarly, again going back to the family offices, while we talk about the investment and opportunities, right? So risk and compliance and taxation one big challenge, and it leads to a lot of paperwork and their data setting in so many excels and so many documents. Here we are focusing on to build AI solution that can help them to pull structured data from their statement PDFs, flag breaches against policies and produce audit risk checklists so nothing slips. In fact, if you see the latest trends that are coming out from different markets, one big opportunity or one big challenge that most of the ultra high net worth individuals or family offices are citing is, rather than just focusing on the platform, what they are looking for is if the platform is providing them the trustworthy data and how AI is able to uncover and understand it. And this is what we are building for our customers. Similarly, for our B2B2C partners, the challenge is to mapping thousands of products that we have on our platform to the specific need of the customer who's sitting in the tier 3 and tier 4 cities. Over there, customer has very defined goals. They have, very defined investment, corpus. And what we want our partner is to basically really understand what the goals are and use AI to suggest them the right product. So here AI is being translating the intent and risk into a curated shortlist, products and explaining it in simple terms, to our advisors, who in turn is explaining this to their customers. And for and investors, who are using our platform, it's all about clarity, which means how they can chat, how they can voice, always stay on their portfolios, and they can understand the movement of the portfolio without getting into the jargons or the financial complexity, and they get the nudge at the right moment. Under the hood, it's simple, Priya. For us, trust first, explainability by default, and human in the loop. So if I have to summarize it, AI is shrinking the gap from data to the diagnosis to the decision and delivery fast, but with the guardrails that's keeping the trust intact.
That's a fascinating perspective, Kamal, and it really highlights how AI isn't just automating advice, but actually making wealth management more human by understanding the goals, preferences, behavior patterns, and just like you said, how well the platform can understand my client's portfolio and give them one unified view with some signals that can help them drive take better decisions. I think it's really incredible to see how technology is helping these advisors build more trust and deliver more value. And I truly agree with the core aspects that you shared, that we need to focus on trust, AI explainability, and of course, keep human in the loop. I will, of course, touch down on the human in the loop aspect in our conversation moving ahead. But building on that, now, I think traditional portfolio management depends on human expertise. And, we used to consider past data trends to guide investment decisions. I think analysts even examine economic conditions, corporate performance, and market behaviors to construct and rebalance portfolios. Now, this method has been effective for decades, no doubt, and it requires significant manual efforts and is subject to personal bias and some processing limitations as well. Now we have AI-based portfolio management, which provides a more scalable and a precise investment approach. So, of course, AI and analytics give insiders unprecedented visibility into the client behaviors, goal, and risk appetite. So, could you share how these insights are changing decision making and portfolio management?
Yes. First of all, Priya, I would say AI is not a crystal ball. It's a cockpit. So wherein you have got all the tools, and then how you orchestrate those tools, is what that creates value. And since you mentioned about portfolio creation, giving it and insights, let's look at what does it take to build portfolio decision making. So at a very high level, there are five elements that goes into this. How well we can understand the risk profile of the customer, understand what their behaviors are. Then, we can look at their existing portfolio, understand their goals, and then do a scenario simulation, and also look at, in what all different forms and shapes the client investment is currently being done, what their goals are. And then, help customer choose the right product. And once the product is being chosen, help them understand how their investments are moving, keep nudging them on the different opportunities, and how well they are moving against their goals. This is what a traditional wealth management is all about. And mostly it was either done by partners or wealth managers in person or through some platform. Now what AI is doing is helping them to go deeper into this entire operation flow, wherein advisors can use AI to see drifts, understand the risk, and also build why now triggers at one place, help the users or investors do a policy checks, fire before any investments. I mean, to be honest, like if you remember, risk profiling earlier used to be a very quarterly or one time kind of activity. Now, with the AI, risk profiling has also shifted from once a year form to a dynamic real time view based on the transactions, the saving, and the spending patterns of the users. The here we are basically weaving in some of the tailored experiences or capabilities using AI, which means based on the investor, based on the partners, AI can trigger the rebalances, help them understand the opportunities with respect to tax harvesting, sector rotations, or even alternatives, so that our advisors can guide them to a specific product or a move rather than doing a generic recommendation. The goal, I mean, here at a Centricity, I'll be very specific to Centricity rather than going very generic. The goal is to simulate what if scenarios for markets and also different life events. What will happen after rate will hike, sector shocks happen. We are seeing so many dynamism across different sectors and the international market, or a job change happens. And then with all those dynamic triggers, what happens to their portfolio? And with the AI, the users or the investors are instantly able to see or the changes. Our aim is to use data and help AI to drive the consolidations across investments, banking, real estates, and alternative into a single view, and build engagement tools, so that can reduce the administrative effort, so that the conversation that our partners are doing stay on the strategy than on managing data. If I have to give you some examples, Priya, which are very tangible, one, for example, managing document is a big pain in the wealth industry. So we are building our own agentic platform that will help our partners as well as family offices to ingest, documents from of different asset types, different types of documents, seamlessly into a common unified manner. Then, bots, or we are calling it a sentry bot, to help our advisors understand the opportunities or their value, and also our own custom GPT to do sentiment scenarios testing.
Absolutely. And I think your response definitely highlights that data-driven insights are so critical because I think it becomes one of the foundations for deepening personalization in wealth management. And that's how you can give tailored experiences using AI. And it also, I think, underscores how advisors are moving from being just purely financial planners, but more like strategic partners where they can understand the clients and their needs and their goals at a behavioral level and then suggest strategies accordingly. Now, let's build on that. And if you focus on India today, India hosts one in every five Gen Z globally, making this generation a driving force in reshaping banking, payments, and investments. Now, this tech savvy generation values seamless digital experiences, personalized services, rewards, and financial products that align with the social and environmental values. Now, a significant 83% prefer digital first financial services, showcasing how Gen Zs are more comfortable and are more reliant on technology. Of course, Gen Z also seeks human interaction for important financial decisions, revealing a demand for both convenience and personalized guidance. Now, young investors like Gen Z and I think even millennials, they want and expect digital first experiences. How do you think the overall wealth management industry is adapting to meet the expectations of this new demographic?
That's an interesting question. So, Priya, if I think all of us know that, we all are in the middle of a tectonic shift. And I don't remember the report, but I read that India's wealth management industry is undergoing through a generation shift, wherein millennials and Gen Z are demanding digital first, mobile driven platforms, and they are showing a very low tolerance for slow onboarding or bad customer experiences. Interestingly, almost like 93% of the millennials are in India are investing through digital platforms because they feel that convenience is the key for them. The second is availability of different product range, and seamless faster KYC onboarding as some of the key reasons. It's, to be honest, what we have felt, or I personally have felt, that Gen Z wants simple zero friction onboarding. They like to see all the listed and alternatives and all different types of asset classes in one places, and simple plain English explainers rather than very thin kind of buzzwords. They require always on guidance that's relevant rather than spammy, and the comfort of self-serve with an advisor on tap when decisions get complex. And our approach here is very simple, Priya. We are focusing to make this complex flow feel as smooth as a SIP. That should wherein the Gen Z will be able to maintain continuity across channels, so that within a chat, they can finish in their app, finish an app with approval intact. And it's going to be user persona based on recommendation with guardrails, wherein the answers that they're going to get will have a source linked responses. There'll be policy checks, and the data is human in the loop. That's what we are doing. I mean, while we are trying to build a seamless user experience, we also are very much cognizant of the fact that not all product classes are currently fully automated or fully digital. For example, mutual fund, FDs are, similar products provide that kind of digital experiences. But we also know that unlisted products, AIFs, PMs, and largely private market products still have a long way to go. And we are actively working to work with our partners to bring those products also as part of our digital onboarding, so that we are so that the young investors or the Gen Z are able to get the same experience as they are getting while investing through mutual funds, listed stocks, or through fixed deposits. Our North Star is very simple, which is to build a trusted wealth OS experience that is fast, personal, and explainable.
Definitely, that's a great perspective, Kamal, and I'm really glad to understand how Centricity is ensuring that their specific solutions are adapted as per the changing demographics of the country, or adjusting with the needs and demands of each demographic and making wealth management more frictionless. And it's pretty much clear that the next generation of investors isn't just looking for returns, but they want more experiences that feel intuitive, personalized, and even transparent. And I think a platform like yours is reshaping the very culture of investing. Now, speaking of innovation, it brings to my next question. By 2027, AI-driven investment tools will become the primary source of advice for retail investors, with usage projected to grow to around 80% by 2028. This is by a recent report by Deloitte. And I think the shift is already underway. We have firms like Morgan Stanley integrating AI into advisory workflows, leveraging tools such as AI at Morgan Stanley Debrief, which acts as an assistant during client meetings. So, such advancements are already there, and they're reshaping client interactions, making advice more accessible and data driven. The essential question is, can AI systems deliver the level of emotional intelligence and empathy required by investors to share information and needs in ways that human advisors do? So I think there's always a fine balance between automation and human judgment, particularly in financial services. So how do you see AI augmenting rather than replacing the human advisor's role?
That's an interesting question, and I personally have seen and heard this question quite a few times. See, wealth management is a business of trust and empathy, right? So first of all, the customer needs to have trust with the partner, that they are working with, and the partner needs to understand what the goals of the customers are, and based on that, help them choose the right product. And based on this, we are very clear that AI will be there, but it's going to work as a co-pilot, but not autopilot. I mean, those words sound similar, but have a very large difference. I mean, if I have to explain it further, we do see that AI doing the heavy lifting, wherein, it's going to be used to unify data, detect drift, do all the paperwork and analyze the data and then propose actions with clear regions. This being in place will save a lot of operational effort that a partner generally spends on. With this information handy available to the partners, then they can use this information and then they can combine that information with their own empathy, judgment, and ability to navigate real world trade-offs across a family's goal. And now, with this AI coming in, they'll be able to explain every action and also do a maker checker operational, a maker checker workflow, wherein what they are getting from AI, they can also basically review that suggestion and then bring in their empathy part. I do see few other areas where AI is going to be used. For example, decision support, where advisors are going to use AI as a co-pilot. They'll be using AI for their predictive analytics, understand the build client behavior insights, and also do the risk modeling. Again, with all these inputs going into help augment the decision making. But again, the advisors using that information to suggest and build a personalized advice. The As it evolves, I am very confident that it will require more deeper collaboration of advisors with the tech, wherein we do see advisors editing and teaching the systems, giving the feedback, especially on what good looks like, so that the recommendation improve. But I do see the final call and the client relationship remaining human in immediate as well as near term future.
That's a insightful perspective, Kamal, and I completely agree. I think the human element in finance remains irreplaceable. It's just that AI is there, but AI is majorly doing the heavy lifting. It is acting as an enabler, giving advisors deeper insights and freeing them so that they can focus on building that trust and empathy with clients. I think eventually it boils down to combining the precision of technology with the intuition of human judgment. So I think when we are currently in the era of generative AI, and I think it's just the beginning. AI will continue to advance, and the possibilities for its applications in wealth management are virtually limitless. Having said that, one last question for you. What do you think, or what's your vision for the next decade of wealth management, and how do you see the role of technology shaping the industry?
Priya, I do see autonomous accountable wealth, essentially a wealth operating system that's built to automate routine work while advisory stay in charge of the big goals. I mean, I do see it into multiple stages. The first stage is institutional, wherein we need to treat AI as a chance to rewire workflows end to end, with agentic systems built to learn, adapt, and act inside daily processes. Once done, I do see a second shift, which is economic, which will start by breaking old cost structures with efficiency. We all know the margins are going down, and we can only scale with linearly with the people. I mean, with operational effort going higher and higher because of the compliance kicking in. And you need to break the old cost structures with efficiency, then use this input to drive growth through better portfolio construction and more precise client targeting, while reducing operational risk with automated compliance and knowledge codified. Then, once done, I do say clear path, which lead to basically bringing those efficiency in distribution, investment processing, and compliance. And once done, the last phase I do see is a unified, explainable global experience, for the customers sitting in India or outside of whether when I say global experience, which means having an operating system powered by AI at the core, wherein a user feel confident to invest in a product with all the insights available to them, which they feel can invest based on their appetite, their goals, and the risk profile.
Definitely, I think looking ahead, the next wave of AI will further drill down on applications that are precisely tailored to the specific needs of the industry. And this may mean, developing targeted AI models to enhance portfolio management, automate compliance tasks, and even provide real time financial advice to clients. These advancements will definitely lead to more personalized services, but of course, keeping a balance of human and machine capabilities. Well,
Sure.
thank you so much, Kamal, for taking out the time and effort to be on a podcast today and helping us understand that AI will continue to reshape the wealth management landscape. Its potential to drive growth is immense. And while embracing these advancements, it's really important to have human oversight still intact. And the journey ahead promises exciting innovations, transforming both client services and internal operations in profound ways. Thank you so much for your insights. It was lovely chatting with you.
Thank you, Priya.
Great. So, this is for our listeners. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and gained more insights around the role of AI in wealth management and how the future looks like. Stay ahead, stay tuned for our upcoming podcast, and you can view all our previous podcasts on Spotify and other leading platforms. Thank you so much.